What is a ghost? A shadow of life? Leftover fear or guilt or remorse? If they walk, you'll find them where videographer Jim Bowser and I are taking you right now. The dark corners of the Madison Seminary.
I have seen and heard things that have sent chills down my spine. The ground penetrating radar gets a hit right here.
Think of the most frightening place you've ever been. Then come here. We're in one of the most haunted buildings in Ohio, Madison Seminary.
My name is Adam Kimmell. I'm the owner of the Madison Seminary out here in Madison, Ohio. And right now we are standing in the oldest structure. It was built back in 1847. Right as you pull up, it has the big 4 pillars. It has layered history to it. It started as a school, and that's what's left with all the rooms here. Then it would be taken over by the Women's Relief Corps, and that's where the history gets extremely interesting. Each one of these rooms would house Civil War widows. One of the most famous widows is Elizabeth Stiles. She actually passed away here in 1898. Now, we don't know the exact room, but if you look right over here, the nicest room on the entire floor has been dedicated to Elizabeth here. Ironically, she did grow up in Ashtabula, would work her way around the country working directly for Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. She's actually buried in the cemetery that's less than like 30 seconds away. So that's really interesting to ties to history. Now, where there is another interesting layer, because this is compacted over here, is after the Department of Health would absorb this place, they would keep the criminally insane in these rooms locked up. And when you say criminally insane, you're probably thinking like this is Hannibal Lecter kind of stuff. It's more like someone may have had Down syndrome and they committed petty theft. So the terminology is much harsher, but those were the kind of people that were locked up here, at least until the 50s. And that would explain some of the paranormal experiences, because it was shortly after I started furnishing the rooms, I started hearing women singing. I've heard someone run across these stairs before, and we've even seen a 7-foot figure around one of the doors just around the corner there, like it was lurching out. And that was captured by a guest in a photo. Now, what I will say is we don't call the cops anymore if we hear things. The day I heard the running across the floor, I thought kids broke in. It was the first thing I did was I called the police, and when they showed up, they were rolling their eyes. And I was like, dude, what was this? 2016, right after the purchase. And the cops were like, yeah, when we got the call for this, we knew this was going to be interesting, because the cops they were stationed here in the 80s, and they had stories for days about things they've experienced. And when it comes to the police, they're trained observers. So like I was listening when they were telling stories. Of course, we cleared the whole building and there was nothing here, but the amount of information I'd learned from the shadows they'd seen, the disembodied voices, even a ball bouncing above them where Sarah's room is. So that kind of leads that Sarah's haunting is much farther back than we realize.
All right, Caleb, where are we at?
We are on the Civil War side of the building on the 2nd floor.
Cool. We've got some equipment, music box, cat ball over there. We have a REM pod and another cat ball. And then we have a cat ball down there. And then the Nova is down the stairs around the corner.
Do you want to put the EMF detector out?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I was like, wait, I have stuff. I thought I found something. Where do you want to put it?
Will it stand up like right here?
Maybe.
The flat edge.
Just don't jump too hard. If it goes flying off, I'll scream everything. In that order. Screaming.
To the spirits of the Madison Seminary. Ooh. That was just lighting up.
It feels so gross looking down these stairs.
You saw that spike, right?
Mm-hmm.
How high did it spike?
Orange.
To whoever's here with us tonight, we just want to communicate We've been here several times. I don't know if you remember us or not. My name is Caleb.
My name's Bravin.
My name's Olivia. I'm Cait.
We've driven a couple hours to come spend the evening with you.
It flickered again, so I don't know if it's...
It's not movement.
Huh.
There is a little flicker. I mean, it's a couple spikes, but yeah, I mean, movement shouldn't set that off. If that's you, can you light it all the way up for me? We have some other devices here on the ground. All you have to do is stand by them. If you reach down to touch them, they'll light up. They'll make some music. Nothing will hurt you.
Is it because there's a fire pole station right next to it?
You know, good point. No?
I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
We have a red light
There's
down here on
nothing
this
over
side.
here.
I mean, you know how we do. We tried to debunk it.
Yeah.
Gives us our credibility.
We've worked years.
To build our credibility.
We want answers.
Where do babies come from?
A cooter.
I need that as a text message tone. Get a text. A cooter.
That was a big
Whoa.
spike. Whoa.
Okay.
Hello.
You got our attention.
We appreciate
Is there
you
somewhere
so
else
well.
you would like us to go? Which is weird, it's like the green light itself seems like it's brighter now. The solar light, it lit up.
Yeah.
Do you want us in this area? Communicate with us however you can. I know there's a lot of options, a lot of devices.
Okay. Can you try to set off another piece of our equipment for us to let us know that you're up here? We also have a device down at the bottom of the stairs.
Is that you that just made that sound at the end of the hallway?
Ooh, it's spiking.
I would say that's a yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you do that again for us?
That was loud. You know what that sound? I don't know.
It sounded like a.
It almost made me think. I was gonna say almost like the. I think it's like just a push, like a push, but it's not like someone pulled it from outside. That was 100% the door was pushed in here. That like
Yeah.
mechanism.
Ooh.
Grace,
So that was you. Okay.
are you trying to get out? Can you make that noise for us one more time?
You can come out of the room. What were we talking about?
Olivia being dumb.
Were you one of the inmates that came here and helped run this building? There's a lot of widows as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So were you perhaps one of the one of the women that were, okay.
It's like that first green one gets really bright.
I mean, that was all the way up to the red.
So right now, we're in what we dub the buried room. And actually, its story starts all the way back in 2016. I mentioned how I had the cops come out because I thought someone broke in, right? While they were here, they were telling me some crazy stories back from the 80s and how some of the older chiefs would like mess with them, saying, hey, you know, there's a woman buried in the floor down there. And their story starts with, at the turn of the century when the school was overlapping with the Women's Relief Corps, this place was being constructed, the school was finishing up. Apparently there was an affair between a teacher and a teacher's aide. He gets her pregnant, and just like any did you hear something out there?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw you react.
heard that.
I heard that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It sounded like a.
It was like,
Yes.
I thought that was a phone notification.
no,
My
it came
phone.
from
My
there.
phone is.
Yeah.
Is on silent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded like the
That
Yeah.
camera definitely caught that.
Yeah, or like that kind of tone
Yeah.
to it. And I kind of stopped. I heard that. So you heard that.
Cool.
You heard that.
Cool, okay.
That's interesting.
Well, if all of our
So-
phones are on silent,
All the phones are on silent. Dope.
Okay,
Okay.
nice.
Thank you.
I think I stopped at like a very poor joke of like a Hulu documentary, something set up like that. Like he murders her so he doesn't get in trouble. That's how the legend goes.
Mm-hmm.
She was buried in the floor while this was under construction. Cool. It's an urban legend. The thing about urban legends is there's always an ounce of truth somewhere in it, right? So that was 2016. Fast forward to 2018. We start talking about a woman allegedly buried, but it's just a rumor. We're just talking about it because the police had said that was an urban legend they heard about. During a public ghost hunt, guy shows up wearing a t-shirt with a wolf on it, something you'd only buy at a gas station. He has a cowboy hat on with like those feathers on it.
or Timu.
Or Timu maybe now. But like when you see someone come to a paranormal event wearing that, like that's no bullshit, right? You listen to that person. And as I talked about this event, he had heard it during the walkthrough, but during some point of the night, he walks in the middle building and he goes, hey, you want to know where that woman's buried? I'm like, damn right I do. I do. Your wolf shirt already sold me. Let's go. So he walks me over here, and the only thing this dude's using the entire night is like a really rink-a-dink voice recorder and dowsing rod. So I'm standing here, and he's like, watch this. And he does a zigzag line across all of this with his dowsing rods out, and when he gets to this exact spot, his dowsing rods do a perfect cross of the X.
Oh.
And he looks at me all dramatically and he goes, I bet you real money she's buried right there. And I said, thank you, sir. Thank you. That'll be noted. That was what, about 2018, 2019 this happened. But also in 2019, we had a television show come here. But they came here and they spent a lot of money when I told this story. They wanted to look into the urban legend. So they wanted to bring in ground penetrating radar to see what would happen first. Well, they do a whole sweep of everything, and lo and behold, I saw this with my own eyes, the ground penetrating radar gets a hit right here. It's the size of a football. It's like an anomaly of that size. My stomach sinks because I'm thinking, there's a lot of stories about women getting pregnant here that shouldn't have got pregnant here, possible illegal abortions happening, things like that. So I'm thinking we're not gonna find a woman in this floor, we're gonna find a baby. After that, they bring in cadaver dogs. There was a local unit that comes in, and right in that corner there, it gets a hit where they do the 2 pats and they confirm that there is a scent. They bring in a second unit not affiliated with the first. Lo and behold, gets another hit right there. So now they're all excited. They're stressed out because they're late for their next shoot, but they're invested, right? They bring in the team to dig. They dig this entire hole up, and they're frustrated. It's hot. It's in, I forget, it's the middle of summertime when this is happening. They get down to the 3-foot mark, there's nothing. They take it down 3.5 and there's nothing. They bring in the ground penetrating radar team and they're like, in our 20 years of doing this, we would have bet you money there would have been something there. Here's where it got very interesting. They brought in a police unit either from Chardon or Menor. They brought in the canine unit and they brought one of their cadaver dogs in. They wasted no time. I think it was like a Rottweiler looking thing, just drooling at the mouth at the end of the hallway. And the minute they let it go, it comes running down the hallway, slides really hard down the hallway, almost goes into the drunk tank over here, rebounds, jumps on where now the dirt is at, and does the 2 pats, right? And the police officer's in the doorway, and you hear the host go, what's that mean if the dog does that? And you hear the officer, she's starting to talk a little lighter, and she pulls back from the doorway and she goes, "We'd have to dub this a crime scene." So next thing I know, all of the production is scurrying out to talk to the police, and I'm over here signing paperwork like we just finished up, and I want to be out there to hear what's going on. One of the PAs runs and he's like, "Hi, Adam, you've been a great time. You are a great host. Probably one of the greatest hosts we've ever had. But we have to go. We pay those guys to fill that hole up. So they'll do that right now." I'm like, "Wait, no, don't. Like, don't do anything." He's like, "But we paid them to do that." I'm like, "No, obviously no. But what happened out there?" He's like, "Oh, I don't know. But we're all leaving. We gotta go. We're already late. But thank you again for everything." I'm like, "What the shit?" By that time, all the cops have left. Their huge entourage of SUVs for the production is leaving. And I'm just left here with a pile of dirt. This is open. I'm like, what just happened? Fast forward, Katrina Weidman and Heather Taddy came out here to film, right? I told them the story. They just recently dropped an episode on this. I did a little podcast with them, and Katrina's like, "What if I had an update to that story?" Right? I'm like, "What?" She goes, "I have some contacts in the industry. I know who was on that production. I'm going to ask them." She does. She comes back to me and she goes, "You're not going to believe this. The production company is just as confused as you. They dropped a lot of money, 5 digits, to do all of this very quickly in 7 hours. They were left in the dark as well because I thought they were faking it. I'm like, you must have sprayed some cans there to fool the dogs. I don't know about the read. That was real." But she goes to her source, who she trusts, said they were just told they have to leave and they're done. That's a new update. That's very fresh information. So we're left with a bigger mystery.
Where are we?
We are over on the main side of Madison Seminary. So the drunk tank is here. The hall where the supposed body is buried. Adam gave some really cool history about it and a cool little update. Shut up. Gave a cool update. So we're gonna set up our Nova here. We're already getting some music box activity around the corner, so you should go check that out.
That's not me. You gotta keep moving further back.
Yeah,
It's going off. And not like consistently either.
I thought I was like, oh, I got close to it. Oh,
It's calibrating.
I was like, now that's going up too?
But it's our fancy Nova,
Yep,
made
it's
by
calibrating.
Lauren,
Yep.
and we really want it to go off tonight.
The whole room?
Yeah.
I will crawl out of my skin.
You know what? So they think that the body is buried over here.
Wait, son of a bitch. I was like, I'll just roll it. And the cat ball's like, I'll break in half.
That music box just went off a couple times. Can you set it off again? Let me know you're out here still. Okay. I'm sitting above the hole. Yes, directly above the hole. Oh. Do you think it's the camera interfering?
We put the camera right next to it.
Yeah,
Which is weird because
that is fair.
we've not had a single one of those spikes like what we've had.
This is the under.
Yeah.
Is there anyone down here with us? Yeah, I'll take that as a sign.
Roll, guarantee.
What was the first
Rolled.
There was a woman's voice said, "Look up."
What do you want us to look at? Is there anything hanging? Is
No.
there anything hanging?
There's a pipe.
Corner.
Which corner? left corner?
That sounded like walking.
Broken.
What's broken? There are 4 of us here.
You heard that right?
Yeah. I saw something like a light flash by.
I heard a foot tap.
What? The EMF reader went off over there.
Yeah, is that what that was?
Yeah. It went off. Like it's completely off. Is it dead?
No, it's got a new battery in it.
I'm sure.
Did you turn off our K2 over here? It's a new battery. There's no reason.
Brand new battery.
God willing.
That's weird. I don't think I've ever seen to turn off a K2. If you turn that off, are you able to turn it back on for us?
Blood. Hurry up, no.
Can you touch that red light in here if that was you that turned off our device?
I wonder if it's like off or if it has like a timer on it.
I couldn't.
No.
Oh, it's just flashing.
What?
Is there something that flashed over here?
Not that I saw, unless maybe this K2 just did like a little.
Let me hold this for a second.
Is there anything that we should know about this room that you want to tell us? Anything that happened?
That was me.
He hurt me.
Who hurt you? It's okay to tell me. Who hurt you?
Know. Others.
Can you tell me who? Who hurt you?
Either op or cop, I don't know.
There was a crowd. Are you hearing this like weird interaction, Bravin?
No, I'm just blocking it out. Of course I'm hearing this weird interaction.
Well, I was making sure because it's really fucking weird. Was it a cop that hurt you? Authority figure?
With the K2.
Worried about him.
The K2 in the hole is spiking.
If it ends up.
Were you hurt down here? It's okay to tell me.
Inside.
Did he hurt you inside of this room?
Attack.
What the fuck? I do like. Did he attack you in here? It's okay to tell us what happened. We won't get mad, we won't hurt you, we just want to know. We just want to talk to you. That just blinked. Do you have a name?
People.
I just asked you about your name. Do you know any of our names? We've all been here a few times before. Could you tell us one of our names?
You're looking at it.
I don't like that. Can you tell me what I'm sitting above?
Girl.
That's disgusting.
This has been like pretty intelligent so far. Am I sitting above a girl?
He once.
Look at that.
Also.
Do you see that?
Right here.
Life
This Cait too. I just
in
went out.
ways.
It kept on-
That's weird. I am arming now.
Arming now or arming now?
I have no clue.
Either way, it's gross.
Oh my god.
Good lord.
Am I sitting above a girl?
If somebody was buried in this hole, make that device in front of Olivia light up red.
Could you tell me the name of the girl? Or your name? Is it you that I'm above? Are you still there?
What is that?
It just hit red.
It did.
It hit red, then it went back.
Further. I.
Further where? Further what? This camera is so bright. It just got like significantly colder in here. Do you guys feel that too?
Just talk fast.
Do you feel colder? It's so cold right here.
No fun.
Are we not entertaining enough?
Earlier, well, if I talk. Earlier, earlier you said that somebody hurt you and somebody attacked you.
You're close.
Dude, what?
Can you tell me the name of who hurt you? You might have said it's a cop. Do you have a name? If you don't have a name, that's okay.
Move closer.
Move closer to what?
Who do you want to move closer?
It's gonna say me. It usually does.
Baby.
Oh.
Oh, that's you.
I'm just
I'm
a
just a
baby.
What is it saying move closer?
You did that to your fucking
Okay.
self.
What is it saying move closer, like to the baby?
If you want Olivia to go out into that hallway with the
No,
music
I
box,
know. I want her to stay here in the hole. Fuck you. I'm sitting above a hole where there could be a dead body, so fuck you. Yeah,
Oh,
see?
just
You can go
works.
in the hallway. What do you want us to move closer to? Dude, this gives me chills.
As we lay her down,
What?
Don't like that.
creep.
Who are you laying down?
Hard work. Calling you.
Calling who? Can you say a name?
No,
What? What?
I could have sworn. Bravin, move your arm again. Okay. Yuck. Once you did that and moved your arm,
Down here.
something moved in the laser grid. Like an arm.
A book.
So I was like, is there any way to reflect it?
A book about what? You keep on saying down here, lay her down. Are you talking about the hole that's under me?
Hidden.
Are you hidden
Old.
down here? Do you say hole or old?
Old.
Okay.
Near.
What's beneath me? Last time I asked that, didn't he say girl?
Oh yeah, we start seeing stuff on that laser grid, isn't it? Like
What's beneath me? It's okay to tell us. What's under here?
Covered.
I'm not loving this.
My territory.
Do I know what's crazy? Is that K2 meter hasn't turned off.
That is really wild.
Dude, my shoulder like hurts.
Bro, this has been fucking nuts. Absolutely
My
nuts.
shoulder, like, it literally feels like my arm is like in a vice grip right now, dude.
That happened to me upstairs. Now go back over.
We've only got about 15 minutes left on this battery, so.
Oh my.
All right.
Are you good though?
My shoulder just like, it's just like squeezing up top. I don't like that.
That
This
was
is fucking crazy.
that was some of the craziest. Like,
What happened?
It's,
all of your stuff was super intelligent and relating to a woman being in the hole.
yeah.
It's like I'm just getting like one word response 90% of the time.
Side question, is this K2 meter on a timer?
No,
It turned off.
I don't think it's on a timer. I don't know.
Yeah, it turned off.
Even if it was on a timer, it'd be off by now.
I mean, there's not
Yeah.
all there is one button.
The light.
Do you wanna? We'll wrap up this session, grab a new battery, and we'll go upstairs.
I like that idea.
Do you want us to go upstairs?
This is like the most intelligent activity we've gotten down here.
Yeah.
1910 or 1911, a man by the name of Otis Neal is operating the facility, super corrupt, probably a dickbag, from what the records show. He was possibly stealing money from the widows that were here, insurance fraud, all this stuff. There was rumors that he was going to lose the place to someone else. And his wife took it very hard, thinking a lot of it was her fault, and it really wasn't. Allegedly, she committed suicide in this room. She put a pillow over her chest with a revolver. And you know, with like screams in this building or even loud bangs, you really can't muffle a gunshot. That happened. She's found dead the next morning. No one knew what happened here.
It was
Or
this, or was it one over?
It was around the other side in that room. It's in this vicinity right here. And they found her the next morning. She was dead. Then he would remarry, and it had nothing, nothing. She didn't lose the place. But you know what's even creepier is, Bravin, you were just telling me that story.
Yeah.
Who saw the woman? So you saw this woman. Do you remember what she looked like?
Just an old lady, curly hair.
Oh.
And it's right there.
Do you remember her eyes? Like at all?
It just black.
It was really quick. Like
Yeah, like it was like just a flash, but I just came in my head since I pulled my blindfold. It just
right
I
there.
was standing there and it was just gone.
Right before we started, they were telling me this story, what happened. A lot of shop play was really active. I haven't told this story much, but like, what room were you in Estes? Was it?
You were in the hallway.
You were in
This
the
was
hallway?
what, not last summer, but the summer before?
It was different than this one. There were the two doors. So I would have been sitting like
Right here.
No
right here.
shit.
It was a woman.
This was
just
what,
kind
2023?
of kneeled down
Yeah.
and it was just like this and then it was gone.
Right?
Just right in front of me.
Right after the purchase, I had to stay here for 6 months because the back house wasn't established yet, so I had to sleep in the building, right?
You savage.
And I 1 star review. I would sleep in this room because I didn't have the keys and everything yet. And I picked this room because there was a deadbolt that I could get to, and then if I had to leave, I could just go out the window. Again, fear the living, not the dead, right? Anyway, I am not a vivid dreamer. Like, I don't actually dream very often. I don't think I ever really get to get REM sleep. But on this night, it was wintertime. I was next to a heater, staying alive on an air mattress. And in this dream, in this area, I'm in the room standing up, and there is a woman, very old. I can't remember her hair, but I remember her eyes. You know, like death photos, how they prop the eyes up and they're very artificially fake. She's standing right here. I'm in the room looking at her, and she's pointing down the hallway, and her eyes are just fixated on me. She goes, "You have to wake up. The bad men are coming." And I'm like, in the dream,
Dude,
I
got
know.
chills, bro.
Oh,
You don't want that.
and I don't remember words in my dreams ever. It's like very rare, right? But I'm remembering everything. And she's like just staring at me. She didn't blink ever. And that's why I was like curious about the eyes. Like, do you remember her eyes? You said they were dark, right? I could see them, but they look fake, And then she goes, and I remember saying in the dream, I'm like, well, who's coming? What do you mean? Who are the bad men? And she goes, you have to wake up now. And she's just, I can see her arm pointing this way. Then, like the goddamn Undertaker, I pop up out of my sleep. I'm on this air mattress, still in a hazmat suit, and I'm sweating. And I never sweat at all when I'm sleeping. And I'm popped up, and now this door that was locked is open, right? And I'm like, all these things are going through my head.
What?
And I was like, little fucking kids broke in and are watching me sleep. Like all these things, because I just bought the place. Like, I don't know if people are breaking in. I immediately come up here, I slam the door closed, and I listen up against the door, and I don't hear anything. I'm like, okay. I open the door really quick, and I peek around, I do a quick like this, and I pull out and I close again, and I listen. I don't say anything, but here's when I finally came out the next time. I'm not sensitive, I don't have these abilities, but you know when two people are fighting and you walk in, and they're in the middle of the fight and they stop and you're like, oh shit, caught you at the wrong time. Like, I feel that, right? We all have that spider sense. The energy in the hallway felt like someone was fighting and it was really like heavy. God damn, right?
Dude, I have full body chills.
But I cannot believe it happened to you right in this spot, dude. You're the only other person that's ever said that.
Like we've not talked about that story at all. So it just adds.
And I'll talk about it sometimes, but it's not really relevant. Like, oh, you had dreams. Like, yeah, but like, damn, right? Like, and you just say that. That's
you
wild.
had that here,
right here.
Had that here. Like,
Yeah.
It's too coincidental. Like portals, yay, nay, whatever. One of the most famous hauntings, anyone that does any research on the Madison Seminary, is Sarah's room, which we'll get to next. It is allegedly a portal. But the question is, what is a portal? And did we create the portal, or was the portal before us? It's the chicken and the egg theory, right? But I was here with legendary Jeff Fent, creator of the Fent box. Everyone knows him, everyone loves him. And one day we were out on the back porch doing back porch talk, and within 15 minutes, what started as a joke became reality. And we said, why don't we build a portal? And it comes into something known as a devil's toy box. Back in 2010, I had seen this thing of like, it was people trying to trap demons. Now, I'm not a big believer in demons, I'm very scientific, but it's more of like, let's spring the trap. The 1x1 cube is something I'd seen before, and we were like, what if we create a bigger cube that someone can go into with the infinity loop? And just right in the corner here, we have a 6x6x6, that's just how the measurements came out, mirrored room known as the Devil's Toy Box. Now, what's interesting about it, I think it's the intention you put into it. If your energy is already bad when you walk in there, it's very likely when you go under estes or you're looking for evidence, it'll be bad. If your mood is good, things like that, you may get positive stuff. I haven't figured that out yet, but I do know that there's a lot of interesting things captured in here. There was one team that comes to mind. It was actually during a flashlight tour. I was taking some people in here to talk about it. These two guys walk in and they see me in there and they're like, no, kind of dramatic laugh anyway. No, we won't go in there again. I'm like, damn, why? And they said during their investigation, they said it was like August time, that when they came in here to start, the door was closed and they opened the door. Remember, August, hot as shit in here. As they opened the door, a very cold blast of air hit them. And that spooked from there. And they said the energy was very off after they opened the door. So if there was an epicenter to the haunting, Sarah's room. Before I was even here, I think the first time I investigated the Madison Seminary was 2010. It was winter, it was cold as shit, as winters are out here. And the owner's son was taking us through, and when we got to this room, there was a sticky note on the door. It said Sarah's room, and there were just a few toys on the floor. Now, since then, I've added to all of this, so I'm probably adding to the problem, which we'll get into the theories. But I asked the owner's son, I'm like, what is it about Sarah? And all he said was there was a team or some teams that had said there was a little girl here. Now, for everyone watching, that's a huge dilemma. Like, what authority came up with that? There's so many, Anyway, let's get into the theories, because it's heavy. Theory one is that at some point after 1906, early in that time period, a little girl had an accident here, something happened, and she passed away and she died. Okay, very unlikely, but it's plausible. Theory two is that when the Department of Health was here, you had many women that were suffering from dementia. Is it possible that you had a 98-year-old woman here, and her name was Elizabeth or Mary, or maybe even was Sarah, but she thought she was a child with her dementia, right? And we do know that spirits tend to carry their disabilities over. If they lost an arm, they still think they lost that arm. So it's very interesting. So we may be actually communicating with a 98-year-old woman that thinks she's a child. Theory 3, the mimic theory. We only talk about a handful of characters in the history. Do we actually know how many spirits are haunting this place? Is it possible that there is some woman over in that room and her name's, again, well, I'm just using Elizabeth, is very common, and she looks out there every night and she's like, those people come out here looking for a Sarah, there's no Sarah. But I'm gonna go out there, and here's what you can imagine. A team is here and they're doing an EVP session, and she walks over and they're like, Sarah, tell us you're here. And then when, Elizabeth gets in there, she's like, I am Elizabeth. And they play that back and they're like, God damn, Elizabeth, we traveled all the way from Tennessee to talk to Sarah. If you could please step aside. Right. These are the real problems of the paranormal. And Elizabeth's beaten down. She's like, oh, you guys are done. There's no Sarah here. After a while, I wonder if the spirits start mimicking the characters. What are the odds that we got this right? But any spirit can come in because there's no receipt to an EVP, and they can just say, I am Sarah, because everyone gets excited, it ramps the energy up, and everybody wins. So that is the mimic theory. Theory 4, the thought form theory. I always try to say this name correctly, an egregore. Did I say it?
Whoa.
What
Whoa, I'm stepping on your
was
grass.
that?
Oh, is someone coming up? Okay, we heard that.
You know, it's funny, that's a lot
Dude,
like
that
we sound-
what?
Very similar to what we heard.
Is someone coming up? Oh, okay. That was clear as walking.
Is it?
That sounded like
No
That was-
shit.
No one?
That was almost the exact
You had
sound
to-
that we heard. Yeah,
That had to be on
100%.
audio. I
Yeah.
mean, with the shotgun,
100%
That was the
No, it was
exact
like a
same
loud,
noise.
high-pitched chirp and then a couple footsteps.
it was like something crashed, like a quick, and then.
Yeah, we definitely got that on
What's weird
camera.
though, they were just talking about mimic.
If we can hear it with our ears,
We
the
were-
mic's got to
Yeah,
pick it
We were
up.
up in like the activity room,
My stomach just
and we
felt
had
like
the pet box going,
Sorry.
and mimic came through I think like 2 or 3 times.
No shit.
And I was like, I've never really heard about that like while we were here, but the fact that it's like now that you're saying, I'm like,
No, that was
my-
the bird.
Because I think
it's
like
gotta
they
be.
hear the cheat sheet every
Yep.
day, so there could be 10 other spirits here that are not affiliated to the history, and they're like, shit, what actor do we want to
Yeah.
be tonight? You know, and that's why when teams get the historical stuff, they're like, wow, I did talk to Elizabeth Stiles, I did talk to Sarah. No, you're talking to the actors.
Yep.
You know, but damn, okay.
Wild.
That's so that's really, dude. It sounds like something like crashed in the footsteps.
When we're done with this,
Well,
I'm
we
gonna play
heard-
back through those 2 sections
Yeah.
and see, because that was loud as shit.
Damn, Sarah's wasting no time. So an egregore or a thought form, I tell people like Slender Man, right? Something we created and it's affecting our reality. So that is an idea that we created that has affected our reality. Have we created Sarah and there is something intelligent now responding back? That's theory 4. Theory 5 is demonic possession. Now, I was raised Roman Catholic. I'm not very religious at all. I get there's a huge demon craze. I just think that it would be, I imagine like Lucifer and demons have like a busy schedule. So to make a turnover here to the Madison Seminary and say hi, possible? Or is it possible that there are spirits that are angry with investigators and they can say that? Because we've had EVPs that say demon and things like that. It may be just to scare you. But we've had people say that this is a slow burn where like there's more offerings than anywhere else in the building, and that is a demonic slow burn trying to get people to do stuff. Now, unless this demon has a doll fetish, I don't know what the end game is. But those are the 5 major theories of Sarah's room, and I already know you guys are gonna have a good night. Like, what the shit?
Huh.
Where are we?
We are in Sarah's room, up on the 3rd floor. You might hear some tones. That's from Lauren's residence chamber. But we've got music box in the hallway, static camera in the hallway, REM pod by Caleb, and 2 EMF readers, and then we have a couple cat balls scattered around.
I wonder if the Nova goes off if we would hear it.
Oh, for sure, I think.
Well, not with the music.
Not with that, yeah.
That's why we.
Oh, yeah, true. Is anyone up? What the?
What?
Is that not what we heard last time?
That is exactly what we fucking
It's a
heard.
little bit quieter than what we heard
No,
last
that
time.
was louder.
That
this
was-
time.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that?
We don't know.
We heard something slam just like that last time.
Where'd you put your space.
Ooh, hang on. I heard like a clinking sound.
But we also don't have people on the other side this time either, so.
There's no one. That was right out here again.
I don't know what could. Is your camera on? Oh no, it's facing that way though.
No, but it still would have caught it.
Yeah.
It still caught it.
That was even louder this time, I feel.
I'm gonna text Adam and tell him we got that sound.
What? I don't understand what it
So that's
could.
what, the third time now?
What could it be though?
There's.
Because it's not like anything falling. I don't see a door that could have like slammed.
No, that's not it.
It sounds like something just like falls and
Yeah.
hits the floor. But I don't know what it could be.
Because when we were up here with
No.
Adam, it sounded like somebody walking up the stairs, like open the door
Yeah.
and walk.
I will say the one when Adam was up here earlier was slightly different because
Yes,
yeah,
but
this one was the same exact noise
as
that
we
we
had
heard.
the last time. Yeah, 100%.
Guys, for reference, I don't remember if we brought this up on the tour or not, but when we were here, me, Bravin, and Caleb were here with a couple of our friends last month, and we heard the same exact noise in the same exact spot. The music box didn't set off for them.
Yeah, that's them.
Could it be like one of those window things slamming?
That's what I was just checking. The only one
Yeah.
that's not open on this hallway is this one.
There's not a breeze, but I mean, like, there's a lot, like,
Yeah.
it looks like this door is done
Okay,
that
hang on,
several
okay.
times.
But hold on. Okay, hold on.
Kate
Lightly,
is in-
just lightly push it. Like even if it was the wind, like a breeze, it was good. It's louder
This
than
door,
that.
like,
In order for it to make that much of a noise, you have to.
Slightly push this.
No, you have to have some
That
oomph
is
behind
something
it.
through the-
And there's no strong breeze coming through here either. Okay, hold on. Is she down in
Yeah,
Sarah's
you
room?
have to throw this door. That's not just a lightly
Yeah.
move it.
She's in there.
That's exact. That's exact.
And that's what I'm saying. This door is not just a.
Okay. Okay.
So, but the crazy thing, so quick recap for everyone that is watching.
I inserted the videos on my phone.
So about a month
figure out what it
ago,
was.
we were here with Charlie and Alex, some good friends of ours. Charlie's actually a volunteer here, and we were split between this side. Some of us were in Sarah's room, and some of us were on the other side of the building, and we heard this like super loud sound.
It sounded like
A 2x4
yeah.
hitting the wall. Couldn't figure out what the hell it was. So we're back again.
But we
and
figured out that it definitely wasn't Alex.
it definitely wasn't them. So Adam's giving us a tour in here earlier. You guys saw it in the video. We hear the sound again. All 5 of us heard it. Couldn't figure out what the hell it was. About 5-10 minutes ago, we're sitting in Sarah's room again, and we heard that sound again. We caught it on Cait's static cam. We caught it on this camera, and we're 99.999% sure what it is.
We
and
went
we
around
think it's
trying
this
to figure
door.
out what it was, and Caleb tested this
there's
door,
no breeze in here.
which we'll do a replay of the sound that we just got.
But I mean, like, go around, feel the.
Yeah.
window. Like,
No,
there's
it's not a breeze. Hold on. Get ready to slam the
It would
door.
have to be a strong breeze, though.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna insert and replay the clip of that slam that we just heard right now. Is anyone up? And then Caleb's gonna slam the door. Literally the exact same thing.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
And Cait
like,
went down to Sarah's room while Caleb was slamming it a minute ago, and it sounds the exact same from in Sarah's
Same
room
thing.
how we heard it, and how we heard it
Same pitch,
That's-
same tone.
last month. So Cait put her static cam. Where is it?
It's right
Oh.
outside the door.
Yeah, Cait's got her static cam right here facing this door.
Yeah, because you'll at least be able to see if the hinge moves.
Yeah.
I might move it a little bit
I'm
more so
saying
you
move
can
it
see
like-
the door.
Yeah, if you can. Yeah. So she's
But
gonna
I mean,
move
yeah,
it.
there's nothing like.
I don't want it to like get crunched by the door if it happens to
Yeah.
again, but
How's it look?
And it's not even if you shut it like this way.
No, it's when
It's
you push
only
it back
that way.
against that.
But nothing is moving any of
But
these
we
doors.
were testing too because it's like if you give it like a light push or something, you gotta put some.
Look at the door. there's dents from where it's hitting
And
into
that
here.
was literally there, like before I even touched that door.
Yeah.
I saw that on.
And you
Yeah.
gotta put some like you gotta put some like
You gotta put some oomph
into this door, and there's no strong breezes coming through here at all.
Weird though that it's right next to this mirror that's covered up for a reason.
That's not allowed to be uncovered.
There's several mirrors the
They're
portals
covered
they
for a
cover up
reason.
mirrors because I think it brings in stuff, but
Yeah.
right next to a mirror that's covered up.
That's crazy though, how there's literally marks. Like that's stuff, that's
Adam's
stuff.
live on TikTok or something. So Addie just texted me. And I was like, oh, like, no, we were just telling them that we figured out. Yeah. I'm
It
telling
feels
you,
good,
I'm
though.
telling you, if I hear that fucking
This
sound
thing has to
again,
be on a timer because it
But
turned off
here's
again.
here's the thing though, is like I'm praying that it
it's calibrated.
I'm
was
praying
like, "Whoa."
that it does happen again because Cait's camera is on the door. So if it happens again and it is that door, then we will see it and know for a damn fact that that's what it is.
For sure.
Oh, it's definitely not going to happen again
Oh, we don't know.
because it's up. It's not calibrated.
It's not calibrated.
That's what I'm saying. It's going on.
Yeah. It's like it got mad and went into the hallway.
But every time we come here, I always say that it's when you come in here, things happen outside. The very first time we came here, we were hearing tons of footsteps. We kept running in and out of this room.
Can you step away from that music box, please?
What was
And it's got like hardcore, like a cold chill, just like
Oh.
weird. But
We'll have to tell Charlie we figured out what that was. Because it happened twice.
I'm telling you, it tries to pull people out of this room, and I don't know what it is. Can you step away from the device, please? And why did it not go off before at all?
It hasn't
These
moved.
bugs. Yeah.
Can you please step away from that?
Yeah, I was like, why is Sarah's mirror open?
That's a
Yeah.
great question, actually.
We're gonna take it away if you don't move. We're asking you nicely, please step away from that. Almost there, come on.
What if we put the music box in that room facing the door and we put the REM pod where the music box is? Try it.
Go for it.
You know, it makes sense how they're talking about that I think like is potentially like an older dementia patient.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now would be like they get sundowners real
Oh,
bad.
God, the
And
witch
that's
hour.
when they get active, like
Yeah.
start wiling out. And it's like during the day they're calm, sweet as can be. I mean, some of those old ladies would be the nicest grandma. The second the sun would go down there, cussing everybody, racial slurs, throwing stuff at people.
Absolute witches.
Ugh.
It's calibrating.
But yeah, it does make sense.
Sorry. Put it on the bed facing the door.
Did I knock?
What?
What did you say?
Did you hear that?
Oh, yeah, I heard something. I thought it was you moving.
No.
Yeah, you hear anything?
You know what I find very incredibly unsettling?
Hmm?
My
Yeah,
mom
if you hear a door
had that
slam.
exact bedspread growing up.
Oh?
Like, that was my mom's bedding.
I don't know what it is. I was like, I love this bed.
It just looks creepy.
You also love Barb.
Barb took me, don't even get me started. Barb is love, Barb
All
is
these
life.
dolls in here just give me the heebie-jeebies.
They're not my
There's
favorite.
a few of them I would say.
What's the one that you saw, like you thought you saw move last time, Bravin?
The
one's,
one
like,
behind
directly
you.
behind me.
Yeah, the one behind
I'm
you.
gonna feel just little hands going, just like.
You wanna play?
Okay, so now that we're not moving and we're all kind of mellowed back out, can you slam that door for us again, please? If you slam that door, We will leave right now. And I don't mean leave the floor. We will leave the building altogether.
Unless you want us to stay and hang out.
If you need energy from the camera, any of our devices,
Cait's camera's got unlimited power.
It's hardwired. I know it might be asking a lot, but you've done it now twice for us. Maybe even 3 times. Can you do it one more time for us?
But that was the exact same noise when Adam was up here too.
Yep. We'll have to tell Charlie that we figured it out.
That was weird. I swear I just saw a shadow move between the two of you. That's why I looked over. I was like, "One of you guys moved, but you guys were sitting still."
Was it when I moved the?
Oh, that could have been it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I was like looking this way, and I just see out of the corner of my eye. I was like, it moved. I was like,
yeah. I did just pan the camera. So.
I seen it.
No, you didn't.
Folks, this is the power of peer pressure. It works every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
Get up and do it.
That is wild, though.
Yeah.
Like twice.
It's crazy to me that I think we figured out what it is.
And then, it's one thing to luckily that's what we do. It's like we search and try to debunk whatever we can. But there is no way to debunk that was something different when we know there's no one else in this building. We showed how hard it's. You can't just lightly, like a light breeze, unless it's like a vacuum and there's no breeze going on. Like we don't have like a window open here and then another one over there creating a cross breeze or anything that would pull the door closed.
Yeah. Well, and the fact that there's divots in that,
And it's happened multiple times. That's one of those. I think it's like a. Not necessarily maybe an intelligent, but it could just be like a residual poltergeist.
just like like you said, no, maybe not something intelligent, but it just slammed the door.
Or it's something like I always feel here. It's whatever it is doesn't necessarily like people in this room. I feel.
Is she under?
She's going under now. She's under. Okay, no.
Okay, now that she's under, I want you to leave her ass in there.
She doesn't have a blindfold though.
Tell her to close her fucking eyes. Whoever still walks the halls.
It couldn't. You're wrong.
Wrong, I think.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Are we wrong about what the noise was?
Admit it.
Admit that we're wrong?
I swear to you, I just heard a woman's voice. Did you hear that, Cait?
No.
So you haven't heard anything come out of her headset?
No. I mean, she's saying stuff, but.
Okay, I heard an like. Yeah.
No thanks. Styles.
What'd she say?
Yeah, correct.
Styles. Elizabeth Styles?
Elizabeth Styles.
It's right. You get it.
So is this, are we talking to Elizabeth? Did one of you just whisper?
Yeah, I'm just saying it feels extra yucky down here.
Okay.
Like, as soon as the lights go off, the vibe changes.
Is there someone in that room with Cait and Olivia? The EMF is flickering.
See you at hell.
She needs to get out of that.
What are you looking at, bro?
I thought the curtain just moved.
Your eye caught directly behind me. I'm like, what's there?
Get out. Your life depends.
That's that doll, so creepy.
Run.
No. Just leave her ass.
We're supposed to be running. I'm like, whoa.
You gotta make a real loud noise to get us to run.
Bravin.
Something just shot across the ceiling in the hallway. Like a straight shadow.
Whoever's up here,
That's me.
Yeah.
I know you have some ability
Look forward.
and some power.
Hallway.
Are you in the hallway? We're in the hallway right now.
No.
So you're in one.
Jerry.
Gary.
Did she say Jerry or Gary?
Jerry.
Hallway.
Apparently Jerry's in the hallway.
So I'm just gonna walk a little bit closer.
Get out.
No thanks.
My wife. Violent.
Pretty yucky down here, guys.
Huh?
It's pretty yucky. Disgusting.
We're in the hallway now. You said to walk forward.
Stand tall.
Watch the camera screen.
It's my place.
Look at how like
I know.
slow it is.
Can you show yourself?
There he is. Hey.
Hey. Where are you?
probably gonna go off.
Okay.
I want around. There's more there.
The Nova being set off was just by the guys. Can you tell us your name? Is your name Sarah or are you someone else?
West.
I'll try one more time. Is your name Sarah? Or is your name something else? Do you have a name? Oh, there was a tapping here behind me.
Late. Where's the girl?
What girl?
I don't know if this is relevant or not, but like I keep getting like psst or shh out there.
The guys are on the other side of the hall and they're talking to each other.
Here's the doctor.
Maybe, unless they're asking questions to Cait, but I have no clue what they're saying, and they don't have a camera either, so I'm kind of confused.
You're a corpse.
Oh, I don't like that one. Can you tell us your name? Oh, that was a big yawn.
Okay, dude. Not me, it's what the thing said.
If you don't want to tell me your name, can you tell us one of our names? There's 4 of us here to talk to you guys tonight.
On your own.
I don't want to be alone. Can you tell us one of our names?
It was Law.
Who am I talking to?
Talking.
Oh. That was my toe cracking. It's okay.
I think so. Emergent.
Who am I talking to?
They're disturbed.
Who is they? Who's disturbed?
Two of the Lancaster Fire Department guys came out here for an investigation. I joined them at like 1 in the morning. Dude, I have to show you this video. We captured laughing. We were doing an EVP session. It sounds like a little kid laughing. And I was like, there's no fucking way.
You're definitely
And
not
you hear it clear as day, giggling. It was up in the asylum here overhead. Let me see. They just sent to me. I haven't even heard this back yet. But they said you can hear it.
One of you guys that were laughing that we heard.
Oh, okay. This is the second time.
And where was this at?
Right around the corner here. I don't know where it would be at though, but right there. Dude, did you hear that?
Oh my god.
That is literally, we heard it once and it's like a child laughing.
There's no way.
Wait, that's me getting angry because I'm like, there's no fucking way this is happening. So to give you a little understanding to why it is the way it is, when the Women's Relief Corps finished this in 1906, this whole upstairs area was for laundry. They would have had a clothesline going across in this area, nice Victorian dresses hanging up. They would only have the property for a short time. They actually lost it because of funding. This place, look how big this is, how to heat it, maintain it. The only thing that's sustainable is ghost hunting. So ironic. Now, when the Department of Health would take over, they saw this giant, large area and they're like, holy shit, we can cram a lot of women up here. Women that, you know, were a little more high risk, mentally ill. And there was one paper I came across that the state of Ohio would give you $5 per head in your facility. So the more women you could cram up here, your facility would make more money. So you can only imagine how many women were crammed up here at a time. And it would only be up until the 50s. That's when Dilbert Nixon got in here and cleaned this entire mess up. His kids, who I've talked to Mark, he was talking when he was a younger kid here, this place was abandoned by that time, like this area, and it was just wicker wheelchairs everywhere. And they used to race their wicker wheelchairs up here, which was really interesting, right? When it comes to evidence, we could be here for hours of like, this is another known hotspot. From the phantom footsteps, the disembodied voices, the weird light anomalies. I think we're talking about this, like, this is where you think you're weird at first. Like we see like a quick bolt of light. And the way I can describe it without sounding weird is like Peter Pan, Tinkerbell. Like, you know, it's like something really small. It's like out of the corner of your eye, it's like a shot of light. I've had that anomaly several times up here, but tonight you'll notice when cars go by, they don't reflect light like that, especially in
We
this
got
main
that when we
area.
were here with
Yeah, the last time.
last
we were here,
time,
you saw it.
like
There
2 or
was
3 months
all
ago,
kinds of
yeah.
weird stuff and,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was at the beginning of March, like a ton of weird stuff. Like I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me because the exit side is throwing lights, but it was weird. It
I
was
get it.
weird.
Well, this area, so we've nicknamed this the Asylum Rec and the Asylum Hallway. Now, each room to itself is a universe. I remember one guest came in here and was like, what room did someone die in? I'm like, pick one. You know, you've got a lot to work with. Let me start with this. Partial possessions or even possessions are very hard for me. Like, it's just, you know, back in 2016, we were fixing this room up. And this was one of those times where I thought, holy shit, maybe this is something very serious. It was middle of the morning, it was like 10 a.m., we were just getting some stuff fixed, and this is how quickly it escalated. One of the volunteers at that time was up on the ladder, and we were just putting we were doing some drywall, some mud up on it. So he was like using the spatula, and there was a hammer up on there, I remember. He's fine. I go around the corner to get something, and I start hearing him talk to himself. Like I can hear him muttering. I'm like, oh, should I do that too? How funny. And as I come back around to like be funny, I'm like, oh, you're talking to yourself? I couldn't even get that out because he's staring at me now, and maybe 30 seconds have passed. And I won't forget how his face, like his muscles were super tense, and he's staring at me, and I'm staring at him, and I just knew something was off, and he goes, why won't you let me out of here? I'm like, the chills went down my back, that fight or flight feeling kicks in. I'm like, are we fighting? Like, I don't know what's going on. And he had the one, the scalpel thing there for mud and a hammer, and his arms were like this. So I slowly walk up, I'm like, whoa, we'll take a break, it's fine. And he yells again, why won't you let me out? And it was just super tense. And I started realizing that moment, I'm like, okay, I don't feel this is a joke. And what I won't forget is I approached him. His face didn't move. Like if I'm on a ladder and you're coming at me, my head would like probably turn as you got closer. His head was completely locked. His muscles were super tight. Only his eyes followed me as I got closer. And that still gives me chills, right? I go up, I grab his arms real quick. I'm like, hey man, let's just take a break. We'll go outside. It's cool. He starts hyperventilating as I take him down. I finally get that off of him. He's real tense and he's just, as I'm walking him, I get him around the corner. He's not saying anything. I'm just repeating, we're gonna take a break, dude. It's fine, we're gonna take a break. As we get down to the second landing, his arms come down. He's relaxed. He's like, and he was kind of at a very flamboyant tone to him. He was not like a very hostile person at all. And he goes, oh, I'm glad. It was getting hot up there. I'm glad we can take a break. And I'm like, no recollection. He just said he remembers getting a little upset because he wanted to take a break. Doesn't remember yelling at me or anything like that. That was the first time, right? Second, real quick, just about 4 months ago, we had a girl that may have had something happen. It was in Sarah's room, but it started up here. She started getting a migraine, a little bit of a stomach ache, and she wanted to go outside and take a break. And her friends were like, no, let's get down to Sarah's room, just a little bit more. They go down to Sarah's room. They're doing an estes in the closet, right? Now, for the sake of the conversation, I can't remember this girl's name. We'll just call her Elizabeth for the sake of the conversation. There is a girl under estes. Elizabeth and her friend, they're from Maryland, are sitting on the bed, and Elizabeth feels her hair being tugged. And she says verbally, I felt like someone just touched my hair. Over estes, the girl that's doing that goes, liar. And the last thing Elizabeth remembers is getting really angry, and she yells back, no, my hair was pulled. And she says after that she blacks out. So the other girls have to tell me what happens is suddenly that Elizabeth leans back on the bed, arches her back, her hands are up like this. Now there were two girls that I've had out here tons of times. They were the ones filling me in on this, and they were like, it was really fucked up. We didn't know what to do, but no one was reacting to it. And she's just stuck in this position for 30 seconds on the bed. And later, the friend that was with her goes, I didn't think anything was wrong. I thought she was stretching her back. Like she went quiet and was just like cracking her back. But then she sits up quietly, looks over at her friend and goes, I want to fucking kill you. And that's when the two girls were like, well, we don't know them that well. So they start backing up out of the room, right? Because it's a public ghost hunt. Not everyone knows everybody, right? And as they back up, the girl, that Elizabeth, that said that, goes, I want to fucking kill you, slowly lunges at her friend and tries to grab her neck. And they're like, we're out, go get Shelly, because Shelly's here. And there's a tussle between them, right? The friend gets her friend Elizabeth around the corner, and this is by the time Shelly gets up here. Here's where I think it's not an act. Because if you were going to do this with your friends, it would be just like that. When Shelly gets up here and Denise is up here, that Elizabeth girl is sitting on the stairs, her legs are stiff, her head is back, and Shelly gets behind her and goes, hey, sweetie, we have to take you outside. We're going to get you grounded. That girl starts lunging at Shelly, trying to bite her. And I'm like, all bets are off. If this is a joke, like, now you're all in, right? And is like rocking back and forth and all this. Now, Denise, not much of a churchgoer, says, I started going to church because of this, because she didn't know what to do. When Shelly was holding her to like calm her down, her eyes, that girl's eyes went closed again. And Denise goes, I didn't know what to do, Adam, so I just stared at her and I started praying in my head. And the minute I started praying in my head, Elizabeth opens her eyes, turns to Denise really quick, and looks at her while she does that. And that like, Denise goes, oh, nope, something's really wrong here. They take her downstairs finally, they get her down. She's not saying anything until they get to the ramp. And she starts calming down a little bit. She's like being cooperative and walking. And as she gets to the ramp by the bathrooms, she goes, it wants me to go back upstairs. It wants me to go back up. And then they went into the base. Everything was fine. They got
Like
her
back
outside.
up here?
It was calling her back to Sarah's room. But it said,
Okay.
but what was crazy is it wants me to come back up. And then here's my science brain. I'm like, no, we're going to interrogate the shit out of this girl, right? So after it's all over, I'm asking questions. This girl never ghost hunted before. She came all the way from Maryland because her parents live up here, and they came one time for a flashlight tour, right? So they're like, oh, it was a lot of fun. We want to do a ghost hunt now. So she's never ghost hunted before, never had any of these experiences. So I have a theory, and it comes into stone tape theory, that these walls are stained with energy, right? That's what I think happened to the volunteer that was here. Like, I think it was just caught you at the wrong time, but there's two kinds of people. I think a grounded individual is someone that takes bullshit to the face and is like, fuck it, that doesn't bother me. Someone talks shit to you all day, doesn't bother me, whatever. That's a grounded individual. Someone who's more empathetic and open is the opposite. Someone's talking shit to them all day, it affects their mood, right? So I asked her, after the story's over, I said, I have one question to ask you. I said, how do you feel when people are like mean to you? Like, does that bother you or do you let it go? And she actually said the most extreme answer I've ever heard. She goes, I'm the petty type that will hold a grudge for years. Like, I don't let things go. And I'm like, oh, damn, red flag. That kind of, that backs up my theory. Like, those kind of people are affected the most by it. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, Olivia, tell everyone where we're at.
I'm trying to turn. We are. Okay. We are currently. Yes, thank you, kind dear. We are currently on the asylum side.
the asylum rec side. We were on 3. It got kind of spooky with Sarah's room. We decided to leave those spirits alone for a hot minute. So we came up here. I think this is the only floor that we've yet to be on tonight. And normally every time that we're up here, we always get some spooky stuff happening. So we're gonna see what the vibes are up here. And then depending on how it goes, we might go back to 3. Since it was pretty active around Sarah's room. But if we get good activity up here, then we might just wrap it up and call it a night after this.
Cool.
But
Looks like there's just a head like poking out. And like the lights reflecting on it.
Ooh. Did you see that?
What did you see?
After you said like it looks like there's a head poking out of my worker, I literally saw like a round little lit thing.
That's what I've been seeing the whole time. It's just like poking its head out at us.
Yeah, but it's on back and up and up.
Whatever that is, I'm just waiting for it to see it shoot in.
Is that the EMF detector flickering?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see that little ball that's just kind of floating out there just pull back into that room and I will run.
No. Yeah, I don't fucking like that.
I'm not kidding.
I feel like that's not people
When that
up
baby,
here.
I don't know if you moved,
Actually.
but there was a shadow that just did that. So there was like a lot of light on that tab, or the
Uh-huh.
front tab. Something just crossed in front of it.
Fucking gross. Gross.
Originally I thought that sound was like from under us.
No, that came from right there. That came from right fucking there.
Yeah, it sounded like the floor was shifting.
Yeah, and we're not moving, so it definitely wasn't. It's not.
Can you do that again for us?
There's no heat on, so it's not like the heat's expanding and cooling and stuff.
if that was you, we appreciate it. Can you do that one more time? Or set off another device up here and make another loud noise for us?
That came from down the hallway.
That was loud.
Thank you.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Can I ask you to do it one more time for us?
Can you do it a little bit closer? Nope. I don't fucking like being over here, bro. Absolutely the fuck not. Absolutely the fuck not.
Move around real quick.
Dude, my fucking chest hurts, bro.
It was the light. Okay. Dude, that was a full grab because that lit up pink.
Oh, it's your cat. Okay. You have a cat ball that's on it.
Oh. Where's the cat ball going off?
It's in his pocket and it's going off.
Is the doctor here right now?
At the same time, the EMF reader is totally dirtling.
Isn't this the room that has like the creepers? Is what the one lady called it?
No, it's the other. It's the hallway.
The creepers are fucking disgusting.
Don't talk about them like that. They're gonna fucking follow you.
Are there any patients up here?
Because mine's gone.
You want Bravin to sit back down and hang out?
If you want me to sit back down in my chair, make a really loud bang. Dude, that EM reader, that K2 is just going off like crazy.
Can you do a full grab on the REM pod again? Walk up and touch that red light, grab onto it. If you want Bravin to hang out back in his chair.
Here, I'll sit back down in my chair.
Are you more comfortable?
If you're happy that Bravin sat back down, can you set off the REM pod or do a big bang?
What?
That?
Dude,
That was like a rattle.
No!
Okay, you gotta go over there and see what could possibly have been that noise, bro. Okay, hold on. Is that a tennis ball?
That's a wiffle ball. Did that roll? Is that what we heard?
That's what I'm wondering. Could it have been like a...
Because I couldn't.
Like, you know if you drop it from like a low...
That, well, I mean, if it
Dude,
rolls.
yeah, try to roll it real quick. No. It made the sound that it's like it dropped, but like from a low height and like it bounced like that like a couple times.
Alright, stop moving.
Dude, I don't know what that was.
I'm just gonna keep walking back this way.
And it's weird. I've never heard anything over there. Of all the times we've been here, it's that hallway is just super uncomfortable, but
I feel like we never really get anything on this side.
no. Like it's normally all calm and relaxed.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Bravin, did you move my bag?
Where's your bag at?
It's right here. I swear to God, I felt something do that with my pants. I thought it
None
was
of
like
us.
you accidentally nudged my bag or something.
Bro, I'm like 4 feet away from you.
Well, there is something here for sure. Neat.
Can you give us another very clear sign that you're up here?
Give us a sign. If you're one of the patients, can you make a noise on this side? And if you're the doctor, or if you worked here, can you make a noise on that side of the hallway?
Hello, Spooky fam. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. What a night. For lack of a better term. We had some really weird stuff happen. Lots of stuff that happened during the tour that we also got to happen again throughout the episode that you guys saw. I thought it was a great night. I'm really happy that Cait got to come out and really looking forward to going through some of this audio and seeing what else we were able to capture because we definitely caught some cool things. Caleb, what do you think?
It was once again very active. I don't know what it is about this place. It tries to pull you from one room to the other. I think it tries to separate you. I don't know if it's mimics, what it is, but it was definitely a great time tonight.
Cait?
Yeah, I think Madison will always have my heart, just because it's never dull when we come here. Something's always popping off. So it's a pretty good night.
And Olivia?
Like Cait said, I mean, it's never dull. There's always stuff going on, and it's always. I mean, this is what, like, this is like my 10th or 11th time, but this is like our like 8th, 9th time together, and every single time it's something different. But tonight we had quite a few things happen that I don't think we've ever had happen here, and it was pretty weird.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good night. Really cold as always.
Yeah, even though
it's really
it's
cold or really hot. But it was nice that we had Adam here to give a little walkthrough and stuff. Because I mean, as much as we've been here, we even learned new things. So, but other than that, there will be a podcast shortly after this with Adam
And Becca.
and Becca. Other than that, we'll drop our link tree, bonfire, get some merch, follow us on everything. Give Cait a round of applause for being here. We love Cait. You guys are, I was going to say probably, but definitely see more of Cait.
She's a homie.
And other than that,
Like, subscribe, and share. Help us grow this channel.
yes.
We got a lot of.
If you have been to Madison, comment down below and let us know some of your crazy or cool or whatever experiences here. Other than that, we'll catch you guys later. Goodbye. No fuck.
It's a little candy in the EMF detector
Also,
box.
the nice thing is those
came
books,
with a piece
those
of
Kindles will.
My fiance does ghost tours.
Oh, yeah.
So like walking tours, you can
so
rent
fucking
these.
fast.
So like, yeah, it comes with a piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece
Piece
of
of
candy.
candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
For years.
To build our credibility.
We want answers.
Where do babies come from?
A cooter.
I need that as a text message tone. Get a text. A cooter.
Not the cooter. Not my cooter. Touch me with that microphone now.
You ever drank Old Baileys from a shoe?
I fucking love you.
You know there's actually a bar that's called Old Greg's?
Yeah. How was the evening?
It's gonna be spoopy.